Yo, what's up? This is recording artist and songwriter Justin Famous.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Josh Reynolds, creatively known as J Artiz. Yo.
And this is Music for Thought Vodcast, where we play some dope music, had a great conversation, just overall have a good time. And as y'all can see, obviously, I'm sure y'all noticed, we got a special guest in our half episode.
Hello.
Y'all make some noise for Shah Brielle.
Hello.
Out there, y'all make some noise out there, because ain't nobody in here. It's just us in here, because this is the half episode. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, and we gonna do something cool, something we haven't really done, you know. And we gonna bring you in, and you know it's gonna be a good vibe. We got a different set. We in front of a couch. We're not even sitting on the chairs.
That's right. Y'all like the set.
It up. It look cute. We got the green, you know, on our nice melanated skin. It's looking good. Yeah.
We coordinating too.
I know, right?
We are.
I mean, you can't go wrong with black.
Coordinate.
It's not on purpose. It was on accident.
We promise.
Yeah.
It wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
But you know, we should probably get started with the music.
Okay.
That's probably what we should do first. Then we can have that conversation.
Okay.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
Let's get into it.
Will you fade away from everything? Will you make a new story? And do you feel the greatness in your fate? Can you break your chained beliefs? But you don't wanna change who you are. Don't wanna change what you do. Will you expect to change if you don't wanna change who you are? Don't wanna change what you do. Then how can you expect to change? So if we choose to be who we think that we are, then we can lose the meaning, we would seek the words. But you can always be what you cannot believe. If you choose to think beyond what you can see. But you don't wanna change who you are. Don't wanna change what you do. Then how can you expect to change? If you don't wanna change who you are, don't wanna change what you do, then how can we expect to change? Will you fade away from everything? Will you make a new story? And do you feel the greatness in your faith? Can you break your chained beliefs?
All right.
A little something slight.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Wow. Yeah. I loved it. That
Thank
was
you.
dope. That
Thank
was
you.
dope.
I
You know?
agree.
Thank you. I'm
10
glad
out of
y'all-
10. Actually, 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
Thank you.
Gotta
To
go.
the
what?
writing especially.
Above and beyond. Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I was going to break out to a little praise dance at first, but then the beat drop. I was like, oh, hold on. I might have to.
You should have did it. You should have did it.
Just did a little something.
You
Just,
should have did it.
you know, I
would've
felt
caught
the spirit.
too. Yeah,
I felt it. I felt
The
it.
spirit in this place. We usher the spirit into this place right now.
Yes.
But let's get into the conversation. But before we get fully into, you know, what inspired me from hearing that, I want to know what inspired you to want to make something like that.
So, my producer, his name is Chuck Barnes. He made the track. He sent it to me, and I sat on it for a while, and then one day he called me. He was leaving the barbershop with his barber, and they give him little tidbits of information sometimes. And she told him that he can't make changes in his life if he's not going to change himself. And then he called me and was like, you should make a song about change and how if you can't change, then you can't expect change. And then that just sat with me. And then I was wondering if it applied to myself also. And so I just kind of wrote from my heart. You know, I wrote a song to myself essentially. So
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Shout out to Chuck.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chuck.
Yeah.
So it's like Man in the Mirror Part 2. No, it's fine.
Yeah. Same
I'm glad.
energy.
Shout out to barbers too. Right?
Shout out to barbers.
They be having good conversation. It's funny, like the song itself was inspired by a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, and now the song is about to inspire another conversation.
That's right.
You know, it's like we having all type of good conversations. It's the whole point of music for thought for music.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's dope. So, is it released yet?
No.
Oh, okay, so
you getting an exclusive listen.
World premiere. World premiere.
Only for
World
Chicago
exclusive.
people. Chicago. I only felt right releasing this with two of my friends in Chicago, and my birthday is tomorrow. I don't know when this is airing. So, this is very special for me, the whole moment,
It's going to be after, so y'all go back.
Yeah, so go back and wish me a happy birthday.
Actually, the rest of this year is your birthday. So whenever this come out, it's our birthday.
That's how it works. That's crazy. We still not going to get into that conversation yet. We're not going to get into that conversation fully yet.
So I can't write a song. Should I write a song about birthdays, bro?
Do you know what? If you do that, then we can have a conversation.
Okay.
Then we can make it happen. Then I can finally get into the full philosophy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but for now, we just gonna keep it going. We gonna keep it going. Yeah. But now that's dope. Just so you know, too, the world is gonna have exposure to this now, though.
Yeah,
Not
no,
just
it's
the city.
fine. It's fine. It's an 8-song EP coming out, and it'll be out shortly. We're just adding the little finishing touches and getting it, it nice and pristine. Yeah. So we'll be. This is the first coming back out of Shah Brielle in general. So I'm happy to be here.
Y'all heard it here first, y'all.
And it's coming soon. So yeah.
Now I feel real special.
Yeah. This
I
is
feel
a great
warm
time.
on the inside. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about change. You said that you thought about if it applied to you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear a little bit about that first.
Let's see. I had 2 children, right?
Shout out to the babies.
Shout out to my baby. Shout out to my husband. My man. My life changed. I was doing music, and then I kind of was shifted into this mom-wife position, shifted away from music, was even asking myself if I should be doing music, and I think I'm at a place now where I feel like nothing is going to happen unless I change what I'm doing and change the way I think about things and kind of see myself in the places that I want to be, actually visualize myself in the places that I want to be. And then I can, create it more realistically for myself. So, yeah, man, like I'm not just a mom, not just a wife. I'm just coming back to a better version, a more upgraded version of who I used to be, a changed version, if you will, of who I used to be. I don't know if that answers your question.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it do. I mean, that's a good answer. I mean, it makes sense. I just wanted to know, like, what it was about your life that you felt like, hey, this might actually be applicable. And that makes sense, especially being an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I can't obviously empathize. I don't have uterus or anything like that. But coming into motherhood, and how that affects your artistry. I mean, we hear about it all the time from, celebrities. We just saw Beyonce, a few years ago, she had her the documentary that she put out, and she showed us the journey she had to go through with the twins and everything. So, I can only imagine. Again, only imagine. No uterus.
Yeah.
But no, that's interesting. Yeah. And it's
a mind change. It was all about my head, like it being in a space where I am thinking one way as a young adult, where I'm just thinking things are supposed to be kind of given to me.
Yeah.
It's supposed to fall into my lap. I'm going to become, who I'm supposed to become just out of thin air, and not, faith without works is dead, So
On the ground.
Now I'm working.
Okay.
So,
that's good. You made the change.
I made the change.
Okay.
I'm making the change.
I will say, like, you definitely been working, because I know you. We go back to when we first was doing music back in the day. But is it more about
two flats?
Two flats. Is it more about like changing the way that you working?
Oh yeah, like my goals behind working and what I'm working for and toward. Like I'm just in the studio. I just want to make something. Now I'm like, I'm making this for a purpose. This goes here. This goes there. It's organized. We got goals now.
More intentionality. It's next level for that. Because I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all don't know about Shah Brielle, you need to go check out YouTube, Spotify, all the places. I remember witnessing you directing your own music video, organizing that, and you was working. But I'm seeing how you are even to the next level, saying you want to be more intentional and more purposeful on every single organized aspect of the process.
Absolutely.
Okay, I love that.
Absolutely.
I feel that. I mean, that's amazing, And just so y'all know, the links will be in the bio, so y'all check that out. Y'all support. I mean, that's what we doing here. That's what we here for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that is interesting just to be introspective about it, because I think that's the first important part about the conundrum you mentioned in the song. This idea that people expect a change out of their life. They complaining about what they got going on. See, this is a very passionate topic for me, just so y'all know. Let's just get that out the way. So I might be talking a little more than I normally
Let's hear
do.
it, bro. Let's hear it. We want to hear it.
Yeah.
And it's like, in order to get to that, conclusion, to understand that the issue of you not having this change is because you aren't making a change, you have to be introspective. So it's almost like it's a catch-22. Because if you aren't humble enough to look at yourself, then you aren't going to be wise enough to understand that it is yourself that's in the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just saying, I know a lot of people, shout out to all the people I know that I'm thinking about. I ain't gonna mention no names. I ain't saying no names. Shout out to Tank. My wife watched that show all the time. R&B Money. Shout out to R&B Money.
And give us a shout out too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
R&B Money, Tank, holla at your boy.
I ain't saying no names, but there are a lot of people I know close to me that complain about their life, and we got all of these excuses we hear. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure people done heard some excuses over the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Being around, friends and family for holidays, either bickering or whatnot. But it's so easy to blame your environment. So easy to blame your environment, but what about it here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then for the situation about change, too, that strikes me is when we do blame and blame other people, what are we doing? We're giving that power to them to change our situation.
Yeah.
And then we expect them to do what? Change our situation.
Man.
And if they do, they might alter it if we give them an influence, and then they probably change it in a way that we don't prefer.
Yeah, they're going to change it how they want it.
And then what we going to do after that? Complain.
Yeah.
And so think about the cycle it gets into. And so when you take that responsibility and take it back for yourself, we actually can map out the best way that we can go about change for our trajectories in life. So I definitely have learned that for myself multiple times in my life. And again, it's coming up again. I'm like, dang, I remember it would be some tools I used to use that would get me on track. I used to be working out. I had a really strict morning routine, my smoothies, I had to read, I had to meditate, I had to do all these things. And I'll get to a point where all right, I changed. I'm cool. I like my flow. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't like my life. I don't like my situation. I don't like this. I don't like that. It's like, oh, what happened? I stopped doing the things that helped me get into the position that I guess I needed to get in for the next level of my life for that change. And so it's funny, it's a nice little rotation in life. You got to make sure you actually are intentional about every season for your life. So
you was going through them cycles.
Going through them cycles.
So you know what she talking about there.
I think so.
Okay. So you done been the person that, isn't really paying attention to themselves, realizing that they need to change, and also being a person that's recognizing that change in yourself, but also in other people. Because I guess that's really my perspective. Not that I haven't, been a problem. I've been a problem before in my life, absolutely, and I've understood that. And I guess before I even get to me, because talking about me, that might be a little bit too much. What I want to talk about is the perspective of actually seeing your loved ones or people you care about complain to you. Especially when you the person they come to.
Yeah.
You the person they vent to.
Yeah.
And you keep hearing the same problems over and over. Can you believe she did this? Oh, can you believe these people? They always just, they just don't like me. They just don't like me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it, that's the one. I don't know what it is.
No, you know.
And it's you ain't peeped the habit.
Right.
Everywhere you go, somebody else the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What was that trying to say?
How can you expect a change?
There it is. There it is. Okay, little harmony.
Yeah.
Little harmony.
I'll be trying.
He be doing background vocals for me.
Shout out to the BGB.
Yeah.
They important.
But I know people like that, what you just mentioned. People that are just very focused in on what other people are doing to them and why it's happening. Why is this happening to me? Type of energy. And I don't know what that is. Why certain people are placed into your life like that. I wonder sometimes, is God trying to teach me something by having these people in my life regularly telling me about how their lives aren't where it needs to be? Am I supposed to learn something from that, or I don't know. Maybe that's why I wrote the song.
Yeah. I mean, you're right though. Those people absolutely could be potential mirrors, because we could think we got it figured out, and we not paying attention to the parts of our lives that we are complaining about. Because it's easy. I guess it is easy for me to just listen to somebody else's, complaints and be like, all right, come on now. You've been complaining about this for like the last 2, 3, 4 months. Like you ain't realized like you haven't done anything differently.
Right.
And then just completely be biased when it comes to the stuff we complaining about.
Yeah.
Whether it's us complaining about, a job that we got, or we want to, be able to have more money coming in, or a friend that's blowing us, or oh, my mama doing this, or my daddy doing that. Like we complain, but we it's so easy to just tell ourselves that, oh, no, it's different. It's different from what they talking about. This situation, of course I'm not the problem. And I guess that is the point I guess I can say and mention is that, I can be the problem sometimes, but I just think that I am constantly assessing my life and analyzing my life personally. Like I'm always, anytime I have a problem, the first place I go is me.
Yeah.
Because I need to know, okay, what have I done to actually either cause or solve or continue this issue? And I mean, I got control. That's the only thing I have control over is me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the first place I go. And sometimes I actually realize, like Taylor said, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
I love that song, low-key.
Whoever got a bar off.
Right, whoever wrote that did that thing.
She
wrote that?
She wrote that. Yeah, she really be on the pin. I know people got real upset when she was over Babyface. I think it was that Rolling Stones article of best songwriters of all time.
Oh, yeah. She was above Babyface?
The timeline was hot. Ooh, I think she was pretty high, too. It was like top 10 almost.
Wow.
Yeah. She was up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I got low-key upset, but at the same time, even though like that's not something I turn on every day, she low-key got some heaters out there.
Yeah.
Like that Romeo joint. Romeo, take me somewhere you can be alone. I think that was like her first album. She actually redid it with this one she just put out.
Yeah. Y'all teaching me something today.
Yeah. Put you on, man. Check out. You might become a Swiftie, bro. You check that out. You never know.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. That's like Beehive.
She has an army.
Yeah, but not to get too off topic. Too off topic. No, I realized like, okay, I am the problem. But sometimes sometimes I'll be okay with it. Like the fact that I'm the problem, like sometimes that's just who I am. And then I'll come to the conclusion like, you know what? Maybe this change that I seek is not actually the best change for me. Let's get into that real quick.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's
let's
good.
get into that. What y'all think about that?
I feel like that's a lot. It's a lot of avenues we can go with that. Because this is like it be change that like people want for us that we don't even want for ourselves. We, when I say people, I'm talking about random people. I'm talking about our loved ones. Like our loved ones may want to see better for us, and we like, what you talking about? Ignoring it, acting like it's not a thing. But it's like after a while, through our maturity, through our growth, we like, oh, you know what? This actually will harmonize things a little bit better around this month.
For me. Yeah.
And so I just wanted to say that part. Go ahead though.
I feel like you and I have had a conversation similar to this in a way where I'll tell you, oh, I want to be nicer. I want to be a little bit more pleasant. I want to be more open to people. And then I'll sit back and I'm like, I kind of like how I am though, because what I am, it wards off, certain types of people, certain types of energies that I don't necessarily want around me. I don't want to say I like being intimidating, but I like who I am, and so is that a change I want to make necessarily? Sometimes I feel like I should, but then, God made me like I am for a reason. So,
yeah.
Like King Von, I am who I am. Since we quote artists and stuff.
Absolutely. No, I mean, I think that is important. And I think that's the biggest issue I be having when people come to me and they just vent. Or even if I just see it online, like I'll see somebody talking about an issue and it's like, bro, like stop and think about it. Like, that's your issue. You're the problem in this. And it's just about not being a hypocrite. It's like, know why something isn't happening. Look at yourself first. And if you're not willing to change that thing, stop expecting to change.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, people want their cake and they want to be able to eat it too.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Why I buy the cake for them, bro?
You know what? I want to break down.
I would love this.
I want to break down that
idiom
really for people because people don't really, they think it's like, oh, I just want to have my cake and eat it. Like, why can't I eat the cake? The whole point of that, I think it's an idiom if I'm not mistaken. The whole point of it though is to highlight the hypocrisy and the contradiction of wanting to have physically the cake be present in front of you, but then also eat it at the same time. Okay. Once you eat the cake is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so you can't eat the cake and then also still have the cake. Now you can go and buy 2 cakes.
I like that, Justin.
I think I'm start using the flour because I used to say like, hey, if you love a flower, if you pick it, it ceases to be what you love about it.
Yeah.
So like I think it's similar in that parallel.
It's exactly the same thing. You can't admire the life that the flower brings and still pick it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta pick or you gotta choose. Either you gonna enjoy the fact that you have a cake or you gonna enjoy the fact that you got a belly full of cake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't have both. I've never had anyone because I've been one of those people. Like, what is the whole thing with the cake and I can't eat it? Like, what's the point of the cake if I can't eat it? But I love that. I've never heard that put like that before.
That's what they mean.
Good.
And that's really what's important. I think, humility, that's like number one on my list of what you need to help fix your life. But the second thing is don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be pointing fingers at people and then you doing the exact same thing. Y'all know the scripture.
But it's fun though.
Y'all know the scripture. It is fun. It is. Being a hypocrite is fun. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna be a hypocrite about being a hypocrite. It is fun.
It's fun.
But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Don't be out here expecting things out of life and you're not willing to put that work in. You're not willing to put that effort in because people genuinely be upset that reality exists.
Yeah.
Like they be like, but why does 1 + 1 = 2? I want 1 + 1 to = 3. Like, why can't it be 3? And it's like, no, it can't be 3 because you're not God. Accept that reality is what it is and then figure out what your skills are. And if you want to overcome something that is overcomable, right? Like, I know Christ said you can move the mountain if you say it, okay? Yeah. But a lot of that was a metaphor, okay? Don't be out here trying to physically move mountains because you're going to be there for a while. But if you can find out something that is overcomable and it's within your grasp, then, okay, now you can, put that effort in. But people be so upset that they can't change the physical state of reality. Yeah. And it's like, come on, man.
That's also people, the BBL epidemic, we actually are making those changes, bro.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Timberlake just got his transplant right up here, bro.
Hey,
so we're making some changes out
here. We making some, but hey, in their defense, those things were overcomable. They was out here flat stacked. And now they out here,
good.
I ain't even gonna sing that song. I don't feel like editing it out.
We ain't gonna do it.
Just know it's a Yin Yang Twin song. All right? That's what I was gonna say.
Crow.
Yeah, not that one. It was one off the album. I was a fan. See if y'all can guess what song I was gonna sing. Yeah.
Put it in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments. See if y'all can guess. No. But for real.
There's another change. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No. We talking. I want to hear what you got to say.
There was another thing that recently on this trip I've just taken here to Chicago. There was I was playing some of my EP for some people in my family, and they were like, "You need to make this album more palatable for everybody." And I was like, I don't know that I care about everybody. I feel like there is a specific audience for my music, and that's who I'm going to make music for. And I think in the past, I've been very much like, oh, this needs to sound like this so that this group of people like it, or I need to make a dance song, and I'm just like, at this time now, I'm coming to this place where I'm like, I can do whatever I want to do with my artistry because it is my artistry. And those types of changes I don't have to make. So like go back to your question of like changes that you are told to make that you don't necessarily need to make. Like if there are any artists out there and you believe in your art, you should just follow your heart with your art. Because art is.
Hey.
Art is. Art just is, you know? And yeah, no, I had to get that off because that was in my spirit. Like the music that I'm making, I really feel like it's just for the people who it's for. And the people it's not for them.
No, that's 100%. I'm going to tell you right now, loved one, you are absolutely wrong. We still love you. We still love you.
I love you so much because she going to know exactly who she is.
That was terrible advice.
No show this episode.
And I'll tell you why that's terrible advice, okay? And it's a perfect example that just happened. Shout out to Disney. We still looking for that sponsorship. But The Marvels is a perfect example of what happens when you try to cast too broad of a net. Mm-hmm. You end up not catching any fish, right? Because the net too big. Mm-hmm. Everybody falls through, right? Before, they had specific genres. You know, people that was into Iron Man, they liked that action movie, that was cool. Then they had Deadpool. It was like the raunchy, rated R. Oh, cool. It wasn't everybody that appealed to. Mm-hmm. But because they focused on the audience who it was for, other people were able to find value in it. Mm-hmm. However, this last movie, The Marvels, they made such a safe movie that had such a broad appeal that nobody would get offended by, that it wasn't for anybody specifically. Mm-hmm. So it didn't have the charm and the heart that a movie that's made for a specific audience had, that then the people on the peripheral could actually look at and say, you know what, I think I appreciate that. I might not go see it 10 times, but I'll check it out one time. Mm-hmm. And it failed to live up to the expectations that they wanted. Yeah. And that's the thing about art. You got to make art that's real. Art got to be about the heart, like you said, you know, because it is. And what is what you feel. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not necessarily just logical all the time. And you can really reason your way to understand it. And sometimes it's like, this is what I enjoy. And these group of people enjoy it. And that's who I'm going to make it for. And when you do it that way, you can really put all of your eggs into that basket and you're going to come away with something great instead of something mediocre that everybody could say, oh, okay, I get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, we love you, but understand having a target audience and being focused on what you're doing so you could be the greatest at that is so important as an artist. Especially, you got to feel it. You don't want to be making something that
I don't feel.
That you don't feel. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't just because you can change don't mean you have to change. But you do need to be aware if you want the change, you got to be the change.
That's deep.
Yeah.
The brothers of Shakespeare.
Hey, you know how it is. You know, more like a Langston Hughes, you ask me.
I like how we all knew to snap. That's great.
Okay. But you know what? We've been having a good conversation. I'm really enjoying this. Mm-hmm. I like the couch. It's a good vibe. It's really comfortable.
It is.
And I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And chilling with us, doing something different on a half episode.
Can I just shout you out real quick?
You can.
This is one of my, I'm not a big podcast person, not a big vodcast person. I actually hate them. I actually really despise watching them. And yours came along. Look, yours came along, and Josh was like, you know, check the first episode out. And then I checked out 1, and then 2, and then 2.5, and then 3, and it's just great. And you're doing such a great job. Both of you guys are doing such a great job that I just had to be here. You know, I was like, look, this is an opportunity for me because this is gonna blow up. Like, you guys are. This is the prime of what you have, and I'm very, very happy for you. Like, seriously, both of you. I'm directing it to you because, you know, you the man behind the scenes. Yeah. You got some other stuff going on that's great for you also that we can get into. But you know who you are. But, you know, this is your stuff, man. I'm really, really happy for you. Really proud of you, man. This is great.
I appreciate where it went. I didn't know it was going for a second, but I like where you got to. True. I like where you got to. But I'm sorry, Jay do a lot. He do a lot.
I know Jay do. I know, but Jay is Jay Artiz. You know, this is, you know.
Because art is.
I'm gonna be on the behind the documentary talking about his music and who he came from.
She said she got the inside, y'all.
I do.
She got the inside.
I do. I don't know you very. I know you know, but I just, you know, but so I'm happy to see what's happening. What's going on.
I respect that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
It's great.
Okay, cool. But before we end it out,
I
appreciate that shout out. I always love getting gas. So if anybody want to gas me in the comments, I'll take it. I appreciate it again.
I make Justin famous.
I do focus on humility, but you know, a little gas every now and then. Since I'm not exalting myself, somebody got to. So y'all more than welcome to. I appreciate it. But before we go out, we could just, you know what I'm saying, boom, boom, boom. Give some advice to the people out there in the audience of if they want to see a change in their life, something you think that they can walk away with from this conversation that'll help them make that change?
It starts with your day-to-day habits. Like analyze your day, what you do, how you spend your time, and then what comes of it. Yep. And then evaluate so identify what you want that change to be and evaluate the price that it would take and pay that price. And that means just doing the different habits day-to-day that fits into making that change. I learned that from a lot of different people who speak on motivational like aspects of principles of success, and that's what I aim to do each time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Shah, what you got?
Piggybacking off of that, because that's a big thing. Your day-to-day habits, small changes are essential. I think that taking advantage of your time and using all of your time as wisely as possible and not spending too much time focusing on what is not happening or what you're not doing. And, you take up so much time just thinking and scrolling and comparing. Like, just stop and just do. Stop and do.
You need to stop trying and just do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Well, I'll just say this. Humility. As I said before, humble yourself. That's what's really important. If you find yourself not liking something about your life, you find yourself not liking something about other people around you or your environment, humble yourself first and look in the mirror and say, I'm not gonna say that one. I can't sing that one. No, but for real, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what am I doing? Because if you find yourself complaining about the things you have no control in and no control over, then you just only gonna find yourself complaining, because guess what? You can't control anything to do anything about it. You just gotta wait for those changes to be made. But if you focus on the things that you have control over, then all you're going to be able to do is win at that point. And then once you get to that point, you can take the advice that they just gave you so that you can strategically, make changes in your life so you can start to see that change. Yeah. And then you're gonna be winning. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be joyous. And that's the whole point. That's why we're doing this. We just want to bring joy to people's lives, right? Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah. We want to see you smile. Yeah. But I appreciate you for coming on.
Man, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me. It was a joy to be here. Yeah.
Blessing the stew.
It was a joy to be here. I'm very happy to be here. I was nervous, but I didn't even need to be.
They can't tell. They like, she was nervous? What?
Yeah, I like to say that before. So I'm nervous, and people are like, oh my God, you were nervous?
Gotta lower them expectations. Right. So you can rise above.
That's perfect.
Well, okay, with that, we can exit out. Josh, you got something you want to say before we exit out?
Peace and love, beautiful people.
Absolutely.
That's all I got to say.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Keep the conversation going.